Welcome to AER Int channel, and welcome back to sheet metal course. Over the previous section, we looked at starting sheet metal parts with base flanges, and we covered most of the sheet metal tools and features. But as well as creating base flanges, we can also model solid parts, and then change them into a sheet metal later. There's two main ways to do this. I'm just gonna start a new part, so we can use convert to sheet metal, which is this option. It's grayed out at the moment. Or we can use the insert bands option, which is also grayed out. Now before we start this video, it's best to try and stick to sheet metal versions of our parts, because generally it just gives us a bit more flexibility if we want to change anything. Sometimes it can appear that modeling something normally in a non-sheet metal way, and then converting it to sheet metal is quicker, but in the long run, if we need to change anything, then sheet metal usually works out quicker and it's much more flexible. The insert bands option allows us to convert a shell part to sheet metal. For this we need a solid body with a uniform thickness, so all of the walls need to be the same thickness. Or we can use a part model using thin feature, and we'll show an example of both of these. For the first one, I'm just gonna initially model a simple solid cube, just using a box standard post-base extrude feature. To show how this works, I'm just gonna start a sketch on the top plane. I'm gonna get a center rectangle, throw it at the origin, gonna make it 150 wide and 150 high, and then I'm gonna do a boss extrude, also 150 mid plane. So we've basically got a cube there that's completely solid. Now I'm gonna use the shell feature to shell out or hollow out this cube. So the shell feature is here on the features tab. I'm gonna set the walls to 2mm thick, and then for faces to remove, I'm just gonna click this top face. Then when I press OK, this cube is hollowed out. So if we go to a cross-section view, we can see that the wall thickness is the same all the way through the part. So if we had a solid part like this, we can now convert this to sheet metal by using the insert bands feature. To use the feature, just go to the sheet metal tab and then click insert bands, which is here. And now we've got all of our usual sheet metal parameters. So we've got the band radius here. We can't set the thickness because that's determined by the wall thickness that we already have in the model. But then we've got the band relief and the auto relief and everything down here. The first thing we need to do after we've set these parameters is choose a fixed face. And this will basically become our base flange. It's the face that all the bands are made relative to, so the face that won't move. Let's click in this first box, and then select the underside face of our cube. And then don't do this, I'm just gonna show us an example. But if I press OK now, it says no bands found, but it looks like something has happened. We have actually converted the part to a sheet metal part, because we can see we've got the sheet metal folder here, we've got the cut list, we've got a flat button and so on. But clearly, it's not a proper sheet metal part, because it's not a constant single thickness, and we can't flatten it. So it looks like we've missed a step somewhere here. So I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo back to the point where we were. And now we've just got the cube feature and the shell feature, so we don't have any of those sheet metal features. We've just got the hollow cube. Now I'm gonna try the insert bands feature again and see if we can figure out what we missed. So let's select the feature again. As before, we're gonna set that fixed face, the same one as before. But before we press OK now, we're gonna add what's called the rip parameters. So basically, we want to unbend all of these sides. But we can't do that at the moment, because they're all joined to each other. So to actually unfold them, we've got a rip along the edges somewhere. If we imagine if this was a real box made out of cardboard or something, then we'd have to rip along these sides before we could fold them down. So click into Rip Parameters box, and then just select these 4 edges one by one. You see, as I select them, we get these yellow arrows. This just indicates the direction of the rip. We'll look at that a little more in a moment, but first we'll actually just try out these standard rips. We can adjust the cap direction here on the left. I'm gonna keep it as 0.1. And then when I press OK, it says auto relief cuts were made for 1 or more bands. And now if we press OK, we can see we've got those sheet metal features again, and our model looks slightly different. But sometimes in other versions of Solidworks, like mine, it will cause an error. So just let's go back to fixing our model from the previous step, and we can do what we are aiming for. if you look at the bottom here, we've got these bends on the bottom edges, and we've got this auto relief in the corners. And then also, if we zoom in, we've got that small rip gap on each of these edges. So we can now flatten the part if needed. And we can see that corner relief in the corners. And we can see that this is just a normal sheet metal part now. So if we look in the design tree now, we can see what's going on. I'm gonna drag all the way up. We started off with our solid cube. And then we added the shell feature, which hollowed out the cube. Next, we've got the sheet metal feature. This has got all of our sheet metal parameters in it. Then next we have the rip feature, and this is what cuts those edges. And if we zoom in, we can see we've got a small rip cut on each edge. Now we can't actually insert the rip cuts on their own. That tool is up here on the command manager. But then we'd have to manually unbend these edges. So using the insert bends, we can do everything in one step. Next, moving down, we've got flatten bends, which flattens these bends obviously. And then we've got process bends, which bends them back up again. And then right at the bottom, we've got the flat pattern feature, which is suppressed as usual. So this is quite an easy way to convert a solid part with a constant wall thickness into a sheet metal part. Now we just have a closer look at those rips and how we can adjust different options to give us different end result. If we look at these flanges at the top, we can see this one overlaps this one overlaps this one, so they're overlapping all the way around. If we wanted something more symmetrical, we could adjust those rip directions. If we added that rip feature in the design tree, we can then adjust these yellow arrows. We can change the direction of the rip. We can click on the arrows directly, and that will adjust them. We can also select the edge here on the left. Sometimes it can be quite hard to see which one we've got selected. We see as I select this one, edge 3, it is slightly highlighted here. And then we can press change direction. So I'm going to change the arrows to something like this. So it's a bit more symmetrical there. And then I'm gonna press OK. And now if you look at the flanges, these two outer ones overlap. And these two inner ones are underlapped. If you look in this corner where the mouse cursor is, I'm just gonna press Ctrl Z to undo so we can see the difference. So we see we can change from overlapping in this direction to overlapping in this direction. We can also rip in two directions at once. So if we edit the rip feature again, we can do this just by clicking the arrow. We have to select the edge on the left and press change direction. Just keep pressing it so we have two arrows instead of one on each edge. And do the same for the other edges. So when we have two arrows on each edge, press OK. And now if we zoom in, we can see the edges don't overlap at all. They've just got that little gap there. So that covered how to use the insert bends feature on solid parts. And before we finish the video, just gonna very quickly show you how we can use this on thin feature parts. So I'm gonna start a new part. I'm gonna start a sketch on the top plane. And then I'm just gonna use the line tool to draw a very simple profile. Just an offset shape like this. Then I'm gonna go to extruded boss base. Just gonna extrude this with the thin feature option. Let's say set the thickness to 2. And then press OK. So we've got a very simple shape here. Could be a very simple bracket or something like that. So if we wanted to convert this solid part to a sheet metal part, all we have to do is go to the sheet metal tab, go to insert bends, and then we need to choose the fixed face again. This time we don't need to choose any rip parameters because there's nothing to rip. So all we have to do is set the bend radius and then press OK. And that bend radius is added to any sharp corners. And now we can flatten this part. It's just a normal sheet metal part now. So this can be useful for things like brackets and really simple thin feature parts. To recap, I'm gonna switch back to the other part. So insert bends is a feature that can be used to convert solid parts into sheet metal parts. First we select the tool, then we select the fixed face. We can set all of the sheet metal parameters at this point. If we have any edges that need ripping when we unfold, we can select those now. We can also use the rip feature separately if we prefer. Then press OK and the bends and rips will be added. So this is a really useful tool for converting to sheet metal easily. Up next, we'll have a look at the convert to sheet metal tool, which is pretty similar really, but has some important differences. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like. I hope it can be a little helpful and useful.